Next up in the Container Offers for Kubernetes Apps course, I'll show you how a customer can remove a purchased application from Kubernetes and stop being charged for it. Check out the URL on your screen for more content on Marketplace offers, including video and hands-on labs. I'm not going to show you anything particular to Kubernetes apps here. That is, what we're going to do can be used for any Kubernetes installation. There's no magic behind it. We're just going to use the Azure CLI and KubeCtl. To reiterate, there's nothing unique for the purchased application in what you'll see, just standard command line usage. But let's do this in case it helps a customer one day. Here we are on my command line, and I've already logged in with AZ login, so I'm authenticated to Azure. Now, the first thing we need to do to operate on our extension that we installed on our AKS cluster is to install an extension named K8s extension. This will give us the capability to work with that extension via the command line, via the AZ CLI. All right, great. So our extension is installed so we can work with Kubernetes. And the next thing I'll do is use that extension to list the extensions that are on our Kubernetes cluster. And you can see here that voting extension is installed. And turns out this is the one we want to get rid of. You can also see that the namespace is Contoso. This will become important in a moment as we look at getting rid of all of the artifacts and vestiges of the installation. I'm going to go ahead and clear my command line so we can see a little better. And now that we've gotten a look at the extension we want to get rid of, let's get rid of it. And so we'll do that by deleting the extension, and we're prompted to see if we really want to go through with it. We'll say yes, and it'll take just a moment to run on our Kubernetes instance. Okay, we're back from deleting that extension, and we're going to pop over now to our portal and see what happened. Well, let's go into our Azure Kubernetes cluster and have a look under services. And it turns out that where we saw both the front and back end earlier, they're now gone. However, if we look under namespaces, Contoso still exists. And this was installed because we defined it in our manifest.yaml file that was part of the package for deployment. So we want to get rid of that, and I could do it right here in the portal, but instead I will use the command line. So if we want to, first of all, get a list of the namespaces, we can do so by executing the kubectl get ns all command. And we're executing that command. Notice that we're doing AKS command invoke, which means we're going to invoke a command within the context of our AKS cluster. So let's go ahead and do that. And we get a list back of our namespaces. So we'll take Contoso and we'll use that to see this command, which you can see at the end. I'm just doing command invoke again, this time kubectl delete namespace Contoso. Let's see how that goes. Looks like the namespace was deleted, so let's pop back over to our portal and confirm that. We'll hit refresh, and Contoso's gone. Now the application is completely gone from my AKS cluster, and since I'm no longer running the application, billing has stopped. You saw removing a purchased application is really a command line experience using kubectl and the Azure CLI. There was nothing proprietary in what you saw. But once the application is removed from the cluster, it's no longer going to be used, and therefore there will be no more billing for that application. Thank you for joining us for another video from Mastering the Marketplace, the learning library where technologists go to get their offer on the Microsoft Marketplace. For more videos, hands-on labs, and sample code, find us at aka.ms/masteringthemarketplace.